Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Tuesday night 2-meter net of the Ozarks Amateur Radio Society. This net meets on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on this frequency of 146.970 with a PL tone of 162.2. My direct name is Greg, and my call sign is KF0LZX. While this is not an emergency net, if anyone at any time has emergency traffic, please call break. Does anyone have any emergency traffic? Please call now. Hearing none, I'll move on to the announcements. I'll be using NetLogger for check-ins on this net, and anyone who wishes can check in early by monitoring the OARS net there. The Ozark Amateur Radio Society meets the second Saturday of the month at the Happy House Restaurant in Monette, Missouri. The meeting is at 7 p.m., but everyone is welcome to come at 6 p.m. and eat and enjoy some good conversation. Individuals pay for their own meal, but you do not have to eat to attend, and you also do not have to be a ham to attend. Everyone is welcome, including family members and those interested in amateur radio. The next meeting will be at the Happy House will be Saturday, September 9th. Saturday breakfast with the OARS Club for the month of September will be 7:30 a.m. at Angus Branch in Monette, Missouri. More to follow. The OARS Club will be operating under W0R call sign at the Billings Fair this Friday from 4 to 9 p.m. and Saturday from 2 to 9 p.m. The OARS Club now has 3 regular nets. The D-Star net on Monday night at 8 p.m. on 444.150, the 2-meter net on Tuesday at 7 p.m. on 146.970, and the Simplex every Thursday at 8 p.m. on 146.460. This net is now being streamed on 59 Radio YouTube channels, so if you'd like to see how you sound on the radio or miss part of the net, you can go to 59radio.com for details and a link to the channel. Do we have any mobile or short-time call-ins? Please call now.
W0ZAC, short time.
RWD, Kilo 0 Romeo Whiskey Delta.
All right, we picked up 2. Let's start with Zach, W0ZAC. Zach, how you doing this evening?
W0ZAC here. Hello, Greg, and everyone on the net. Doing good this evening. Got home from work to a yard full of kids having a Nerf gun fight, and got them all out of here, and now we're getting ready to sit down and have some supper. So I'm going to be short time and off to the dinner table. 7-3 W0ZAC.
Glad you had a couple minutes to hop on here real quick, Zach. I appreciate it. You have a great evening, and 73s to you. We'll move on down to Ron from Cassville, K0RWD. How you doing this evening, Ron?
We're kind of tired. We had some limbs that come down, and I had my boy and I, actually 2.5 hours, we finally got them away from the barn without scratching them, and so we were pretty happy about that. So, but we were both kind of on the tired side. K0RWD.
Ron, thanks for checking in. Glad everything worked out for you. It was a beautiful day to be outside and doing some work if you had something to do. So anyway, thanks again for checking in. Do we have any more mobile or short-time check-ins? Please call now.
KE0LTG, Aurora. KD0CORZX, Mount Vernon.
Lawrence out of Aurora. How are you doing, Lawrence?
Well, I'm doing better now. I've been sick all day. I went to bed okay Monday night, and then during the night the inside of my ribs was hurting, and then when I got up in the morning I was so weak I had to go get something to eat and digest it to sort of be able to walk around. And let's see, throughout the day I tried to rest, just tossing and turning, and the stomach feeling full all the time and that. And so it was a pretty miserable day until about 13 hours later. My stomach started feeling like a nerve was pinched, and then I started throwing stuff up. And then after that I felt better. I'm weak right now, but if there's a bug going around, I was going to let people know that rather than wait 13 hours for it to get around to vomit, you might be ahead just to get it over with at the beginning, because it flat wears you out. And I've never had a sickness that took 13 hours before the body decides to get rid of something in your stomach. So I wanted to let people know, in case those type of symptoms start heading their way, they can save themselves a lot of grief by getting the stomach fixed.
Well, I'm sorry you had such a miserable day. Glad you're starting to feel a little bit better. Do you have anything else for the net tonight, Lawrence?
Yeah, I was glad to get on. Usually Tuesday nights I'm busy, but I wanted to get that on in case others start getting those symptoms. I did have a slight fever with it, so it might be some sort of bug going around, but I'm going to have to go back and try to get some rest, but just say 73 to the group, and if those symptoms start showing up, why, that's how I got relief at the end about 13 hours later. So anyway, we'll say 73 and let you go on with the net. KE0LZX, clear.
Lawrence, I appreciate you taking the time to get on the net, and hopefully you get some rest and you feel a lot better tomorrow when you get up and around. So thanks again, and 73s, and hope you get to feeling better soon. We're going down to KD0COR. Zach, how are you doing this evening?
Well, I'm doing fine, Net Control. I appreciate the check-in there, and yeah, Lawrence, I hope you get to feeling better. Sorry to hear about your misfortune of being sick. There, being that I work at a hospital, I hear a lot of stuff, and there is some kind of bug going around. It's a type of flu. They're not saying it's a COVID. It's like a related COVID strain, but they said it's been going around, and there's been a lot of kids that have been affected with it. Younger kids been sick, and kids out of school, even though school has just started. So I heard the nurses talking about that just the... Anyway, no, I don't have much for the net. Just wanting to say hello and check in there. Who is the net control today? Sorry, my radio was flaking out there.
Yeah, you keep popping in and out. No, this is Greg out of Monette, KF0LZX.
Okay, Greg, sounds good. Yeah, nice to meet you, Greg. I don't think I've made your acquaintance on the air, KD0COR. Not have much for the net today. Luckily, the weather's broke just a little bit with the humidity. It's been a lot drier, which is nice. But I hear we're going to have a little warmer temps coming back here through the weekend, so everybody needs to stay hydrated, or else you get dehydrated. And Lawrence, that goes for you too. Make sure you drink plenty of fluids. So not much for the net. Just wanted to jump in and say hello. And 73 from KD0COR, Zach here in Mount Vernon.
All right, Zach, I appreciate you checking in. Good to hear from you. Do we have any other mobile or short-time check-ins? All right, we'll start at the top of the NetLogger list. We'll start with Wes, AE0OC. Wes, how you doing this evening?
Oh, let's try this again. Sorry about that, guys. Hello, Greg and everyone on the net. Thanks for running the net tonight. Lawrence, hope you get feeling better. Hope everybody else is doing well. Haven't had a whole lot going on here this week. Looking forward to the Billings Fair. And I don't know if Siri will be on tonight or not. Hopefully she'll get a chance to break away from homework long enough to make it in. But in any case, I will get off of here after my second attempt here and let you move on down the list. KE0LZX, back to net control.
All right, Wes, sounds good, and thanks for checking in. Yeah, I don't want it to happen the first time around, but we'll move on down to Sean. Maybe we'll get an update on his POTA activation today. I seen him on ham alert, but I couldn't get a hold of him. So KE0MAD. Sean, how you doing?
Hello, Greg. Everybody on the net. Thanks for running the net, Greg. And just a quickie up there. 34 contacts. I would have made a lot more, but man, there was a lot of people starting to pile in over there, and some shady characters. I was thinking I was going to have to get the old pistol out there. Some weird stuff going on. But anyway, I needed to also make aware, see if we can find someone that will be able to do the Simplex net on Thursday, because I have to work the 1 a.m. shift the rest of the week. Tomorrow or tonight at 1 a.m. and all through the rest of the week. So there's no way I'll be able to do that at 8 p.m. So if anybody is willing to do the Simplex net, I'd be greatly appreciated of them. Other than that, nothing going on here. Didn't take long to make my 34 contacts over there today before some weird people started coming in and a lot of QRM started getting all over the band. Other than that, I look forward to Friday and Saturday. I've got everything on my end as far as the antenna, the HF antenna, and the mast and stuff's all ready to go. Back to you, Greg. KE0MAD.
I appreciate it, Sean. What antenna were you running today?
No, I was just running the screwdriver on the truck. If I had the half-wave end fed up, you probably would have heard me. It's pretty amazing. Yesterday, when I got up there to Stockton State Park, Bob and I talked on 40 meters. Most of the way up there. I mean, all the way up to the park anyway. I talked to Bob on 40 meters on the truck while driving. And he was S7 to an S9. You know, he said I was S6 to S7, somewhere in there. At times I was an S9. Once I set that radio all up with the end-fed half-wave, even with only 10 watts, I was still S9 and over S9 with the end-fed half-wave. So big difference from vertical to horizontal local conditions.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I heard you had a good activation yesterday, and I thought I'd get a little info. I plan on hopefully trying my first activation, maybe Roaring River, Stockton, somewhere. I don't know where at yet, but hopefully Sunday or Monday I'll get out and try my first POTA activation and see how it goes. So anyway, well, I appreciate you hopping on here, Sean, and we will probably see you at Billings this weekend. So KE0MAD, KF0LZX, appreciate you hopping on here, 73s. And we will move on down to Harold, K0SQS. How you doing, Harold?
KF0LZX and the rest of the net, K0SQS. Good evening, Greg. I'm doing just fine. Yeah, got out and played golf this afternoon. My favorite pastime when I haven't got something else to do. Anyway, enjoyed the nice weather. I had mowed yesterday and got everything cleaned up as far as my yard was concerned, so I thought I'd take the afternoon off. Anyway, just a reminder to everybody, I'm heading down to Dallas Thursday, and so I will not be at the Billings activity this weekend. Coming back Saturday evening late, but coming back to the lake house, and going to spend a couple days down there. Anyway, that's about it from the east end of Monette. Take care. Thanks again for running the net, Greg. K0SQS.
Well, I appreciate it, Harold. Hope you have a fantastic weekend, and thanks for hopping on. And giving us a few minutes of your time this evening. So we will hop on down to KF0NNY, one of our newer people on the repeater, and he's probably logged more hours on the repeater in the last week than anybody else. So let's welcome Justin to the net. Justin, how are you doing this evening?
Hey everybody, KF0NNY here. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Definitely, I've been trying out my new equipment. Definitely appreciate Dave down at Hamfest, what is it, KE6GAE, for helping me, get all this stuff figured out. Kind of showed me exactly what I needed to get to go with this. Helped me get a decent deal on this 5100A that I'm running on now. Hopefully I'm coming through much clearer. It sounds like I am. I'm listening to live stream as well. Yeah, Dave was really helpful in showing me everything I needed to get off the ground and stay within my budget, and definitely enjoying that. Yeah, in the last hour or so, I've been looking at this. I've got a Tytera MD380 DMR radio, and I originally got it because the guy in the hacker community had found out that you could flash your own firmware onto it, and so since then it's taken off with a lot of various firmware projects that work on it. I was looking at trying to get P25 running on it, because that would be cool to have a sub $150 P25 radio. But I also then just stumbled on the M17 project. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with that. I had never heard of it until just a minute ago, but apparently that's a open source packet radio standard that people are working on, and they've developed a custom firmware that runs on the Tytera. So digging into that, seeing what all that entails, and yeah, so I'm excited to be learning about all these new digital modes and just ham radio in general. So I really appreciate how welcoming this group has been. So thank you all, and with that I'll hand it back over to Net Control. 73 guys.
Well, Justin, I appreciate you hopping on. It's been good talking to you the last week or so. We've talked quite a bit. Like I said, good to have you. Hopefully you can make it over to Billings, and hopefully you can make it to our club meeting on the 9th. So it'd be good to meet you in person, and looks like you're jumping in with both feet. You've, in the, less than 2 weeks or whatever you've had your license, you've made quite a bit of progression, so it looks like you're moving along pretty quick. So anyway, thanks again for joining us this evening, and we will move on down to KC0OJI, Castle from Aurora.
KC0OJI, I'm not doing a whole lot today. I just tuned on the net here. I did pretty much exactly what KF0NNY did by traveling to the Frystat repeater, and that's where I'm transmitting tonight.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, good deal. Glad you made it over there. It's an awful, we're awful fortunate to be able to have a repeater there, that's for sure.
Yes, well, I was looking, like, from here, the closest repeater, you have a few in Monette that not hardly anyone talks to, but the closest one that people talk to is probably about 20 miles away from here. So it's very fortunate. How was work today?
Well, it was good. It was good. Had a fairly decent day. I ran over to Dino Nobel, the explosives plant over at Carthage this morning, and then just worked from home the rest of the afternoon. So it was a good day.
Well, that's good. I'm about to head back to Aurora to have some supper tonight. The Dillmans are cooking supper for me. They invited me to their house, so I'm going to head over there here shortly. But it was a great pleasure. Hope everyone is doing good on the net tonight. 7-3, KC0OJI.
Castle, thanks for joining us this evening. It was good to have you, and hopefully you'll make it on next week, and I'm sure we'll hear you on the repeater sometime within the next week. So thanks again, and 73s. We'll move on down to KB0OU, John from Exeter. How you doing, John?
Yeah, good evening, Greg and Annette. This is KP0U here, just north of Exeter, Missouri. And I didn't today. Had to go see my primary care doctor for a yearly visit, and we had a nice visit, and went very well. No new medications or nothing like that, so I'm doing all right. I've been working on a bunch of stuff with my Jeep, getting it ready to head down to Texas in December. You know, it's getting old and needs a little bit of tender loving care every now and then, so I think tomorrow I'm going to flush the brake system because the brake fluid's getting kind of old, and I'm going to drain the transfer case and replace that. I've already did the oil change on the engine and transmission and filter on the transmission, and I've got a bunch of stuff done, so it's almost like new, except the paint job doesn't look very good. Anyway, that's the way it goes. Back to you, Greg, KB0U.
John, thanks for joining us this evening. Good to hear from you. And I will say there has been a lot of traffic on the repeater here the last few days, which is good to see. Good to see people are putting it to use and getting on the radio. So anyway, we're at the end of the net logger list, so we will go to on-air call-ins. Anybody like to check in, please call now.
Net control.
KC0SIR.
Net control. Here's K5A&W, Daryl in Springdale.
This is Kilo Zero Lima Alpha Foxtrot K0LAF Charlie in Republic.
Charlie, could you repeat yours again real quick, please?
Kilowatt Zero Lima Alpha Foxtrot.
Roger, roger. The second one that checked in, KC0, could I get the rest of your call sign, please?
KC0SIR.
Roger, roger. And the first person who did on-air check-in, you broke up pretty bad. I did not get any of yours call-in.
See, that's that little copy on me now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're breaking up really bad. I didn't catch that. If somebody else caught it, please break in.
I believe it's K5ANW out of Springdale.
No, I got Daryl. I got him. He was the third one, I believe. So there was somebody that just tried calling again that was a lot of static, broken up really bad. I could not make any of it. Okay, was the second one KF0FIR, is that correct?
Kilo Charlie 0 Sierra India Romeo.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I got you that time. Yeah. KC0SIR, how are you doing this evening?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. I've done a lot of mental work, and I finally got my last piece in the cog in the system, and I'm like, hey, there's my answer. And then the net today, or tonight I should say, and I'm Karen, by the way, in Aurora, Missouri. Oh yeah, here in Aurora. And I'm Bob's daughter.
Oh, roger that. Yep, I've heard you on here before. Sorry about that.
That's fine. I was just checking in. Not much to say, but it's been really nice out there, and I've watched the grandson and did all kind of mental work, but getting settled down for the evening maybe, and get up early in the morning.
Good deal, good deal. We had some grandkids stay the night with us a few nights ago, so. Do you get anything else for the net tonight?
I do not, and I hope everyone has a good night. 73.
Well, thank you very much for checking in, and 73's to you. We'll move on down to Daryl, K5ANW, out of Springdale.
I don't really have anything for the net either. I just wanted to check in and say hello. The band's kind of up and it's doing pretty good, so that's the reason I'm checking in, because I can hear you. It's pretty good.
Yeah, Daryl, you sound pretty good. I mean, just barely a little bit of static in the background, but you sound real good.
Yeah, Roger, fine. For the distance, I kind of expected that. Alrighty, I'll let you get on to your next check-in there. Again, I just want to check in and say hello to everyone. Hope everybody's having a good evening. This is K5ANW 73.
73's Daryl. I appreciate you checking in. We've talked a couple of times. Well, I've been mobile, going through northwest Arkansas down to my sons in West Fork, so good to hear from you. I'm glad you made it in tonight, and the 73's to you, and hope you have a fantastic evening. All right, we'll move on down to K0LAF. Charles, out of Republic. How are you doing?
Good evening, Greg, and everyone on the net. Just want to jump in here and say hello. And I need to check real quick. Is Sean still on frequency?
Yeah, I'm here. Recliner portable.
Okay, I just wanted to tell you, somebody recorded some of the audio from your activation up at Stockton Lake and put it on the Parks on the Air Discord server. And everybody on there was commenting about how good your audio was, which it was very good. Excellent audio. And of course, there's always one or two that were suggesting how it could be improved. But I didn't know if you knew that or not, so I thought I'd pass that on to you.
Oh, good to know. Yeah, I'll have to get their channel on my Discord and see what that sounds like. All right, thanks, Charlie. K0MAD.
Okay, I thought you might enjoy that. And I don't remember who it was. Was it John that has the Jeep? I've got an old Jeep too, and been a lot of things breaking on it lately. And yesterday we started out to get some supper, and kept smelling gasoline, and found out that either a fitting or a hose or something above the gas tank was cracked, broken, whatever, and spraying gasoline all over the place. So that's a big project got to take care of there. And that's big enough. I don't know if I'll try to do that myself or not, but we'll have to see about that. Anyway, other than that, it was a beautiful day, and we are fine here, and hope everyone else is too. So back to you, Greg. KF0LZX net control. This is K0LAF.
Charles, I really appreciate you checking in tonight, and also appreciate everybody that did the on-air check-in, being kind of patient with me between still being a fairly new ham and 30 years working in mechanical rooms. My hearing isn't the best in the world, so sometimes it takes me a few shots. But anyway, thanks again, Charles. I really appreciate you checking in tonight. And 73s, hope you have a fantastic evening. And that's the end of the net logger list. Are there any more on-air call-ins?
Kilo Bravo 0, Papa Sierra Golf, KB0, PSG Ed in Carthage.
Could you repeat that again? I missed a letter on that, please.
Absolutely. KB0, PSG, Papa Sierra Golf.
That's it. Well, how are you doing this evening?
Doing well. Enjoy listening to everybody down there. Your repeater comes in great up here in Carthage. I find myself listening to it frequently. Really no more traffic tonight. Just enjoy listening to everybody. You got a good group down there. It's nice to hear some activity on a repeater. KB0 PSG.
Well, Ed, appreciate you checking in. And yeah, you're more than welcome to hop on here and join the conversations anytime you want. We're very fortunate to have a fantastic group of people down here in the club and some of the other people on the repeater. So thank you very much for checking in tonight. Hopefully you'll make it next week as well. So 73s and have a fantastic evening. All right, guys, we'll try one more time for any on-air check-ins. If anybody wants to check in, please call now.
Been there and get even better. KB0 PSG.
All right, guys, any more on-air check-ins, please call now. We'll try one more time. If not, we'll close her out for the evening. Any more on-air check-ins, please call now. All right. Well, I talked to Bob right before the net, so I went ahead and added him to the list. And with him added, we've got 16. Yep, 16 for this evening. 16 on the 2-meter net. Appreciate everybody. Anybody else has anything before we close it all out, please call now. All right, guys, we're going to return this frequency to normal operation. Thanks, everybody, again. 73s to everyone. Hope you have a fantastic evening. KF0LZX.